So it's November 15th, 2023, a little after 10 p.m. And earlier today, my Airbnb guest, my Airbnb guest, Nicholas, his name's Nicholas Bartel. He's checked in a week ago. Um, it's just been a rough week. I finally. So I've been calling Airbnb since like the day after he came. He came last Wednesday morning. I think it was the 8th of November. His reservation technically was supposed to start on the 5th, then we switched it to the 6th, and then he didn't show up until the 8th. But that day he came, I just knew something was off with him. He just wouldn't leave me alone, and he talked incessantly, and he was in my face for like 11 hours that day from the time he got here in the morning. And anyways, I think by the next day I just knew something was off, and so I started calling Airbnb and trying to, ask them how to help, to help me, like what could they do, or what should I do. And I think after calling them and getting the runaround and, you have to speak to a different department, and like, I just, no, I think by like the third day of, me complaining or trying to talk to them, they said, okay, well, if you have to end his reservation, then you're going to get penalized, and you're going to get penalized in 3 ways. I know one was financial. The other one, I've been on the Airbnb platform for like, I think it's over 14 years. I looked at my profile today and it says 13, but I think I hosted my very first guest in August of 2009, like when they were still in their first year of being around, and that's like 14 years ago now. Anyways, and I've been a SuperHost for most of that time that I've been with them, and I have hundreds of reviews, and I have a very, very high rating overall. And anyways, they said you're gonna get penalized. One was financial. One was that I would never be able to achieve SuperHost status again. And some people will only stay with SuperHosts now, which I don't blame them. And then I honestly can't remember what the other one was. But anyways, so that just seemed really unfair to me. So I was like, all right, let me see if I can diffuse the situation. Let me see if I can reason with this guy. Let me see if I can, put up boundaries and maybe get him to listen to me and stop harassing me, and just being inappropriate and creepy and weird and strange. But then it went on to day 4, and I'd call and I'd get the runaround. Oh, you have to go to another department. Oh, that department's not answering. Oh, they're gonna have to, email you back later. And, I promise somebody will email you. Then nobody would email me back. So then like day 4, day 5, day 6, oh, I have to end my shift. I can't help you. So sorry you're having a tough time. We'll make sure someone reaches out to you. And then nobody did. Like, the sheer number of messages I have on Airbnb in my inbox to them, that like just been ignored, it's so unfair, because it's a source of income for me, and I like hosting people. Like, I really do. I really love the cities I've lived in, and I want people to enjoy them, and I want to share what I love about them, and I've had such amazing guests. I've had such amazing people stay with me that, it's like, it's just tough, because now it's like I don't want anyone at my house because this last week fucking sucked. Like, I could barely sleep. I could barely work. He just kept interrupting me. Zoom calls, he'd interrupt me. Phone calls, he'd interrupt me. And then just the weirdness and the inappropriateness. Like, it's just him trying to get into my bedroom, him knocking on my bedroom door in the middle of the night, and he took a shower the other morning, and I came out in my living room, and the shower door, like his bathroom, he had his own bathroom, and his bathroom door was open, and he was taking a shower. Like, how creepy is that to be a female and have some guest in your house who's just like so inappropriate, you know? And then just have Airbnb constantly, like, I can't even count the number of different representatives that I talk to, and then they would just pass it along, and we'll message that department. You have to talk to the specialized department, but oh no, of course they would never answer. Oh, they'll message you back. Oh, they'll call you back. And then I'd finally get a phone call, and my phone would ring one time, and then hang up. Like, I could never seem to pick up the call. And then they'd message me later, sorry, we couldn't get a hold of you. Like I was staring at my phone waiting for them to call half the time. And then I'd miss the call because it disappeared so fast. It's just been a hell of a week. And then finally this morning, I couldn't take it anymore. And last night he was being so strange and so inappropriate. And so this morning I get up and I call Airbnb, and the same thing, just nothing, just no help. And so I was like, screw it. And so I went down to the courthouse and I filled out all this paperwork and I filed an eviction. And then I get home and I call Airbnb again. I was like, I can't, I don't know what to do. And finally this one representative says, okay, let me see if I can bypass this and see if I can help you. And he actually finally canceled the reservation and he ended it. Like, somebody finally ended it so I could make this guy leave. Because he was supposed to be here 30 days. And he ended it. And so I knocked on his bedroom door and I said, Nick, we gotta talk. And he's like, no, I don't want to talk. And I said, your reservation ended, you have to leave. I was like, I'm gonna give you 90 minutes and you have to be out of here. You can't stay here anymore. And then he just started yelling. I mean, he was upset. And this is unfair. I'm getting ripped off. I'm not leaving. And so he just wouldn't come out of his room. And I said, look, I need you to go. You have to go. Your reservation has been ended. It's like technically been ended. You have to leave today. And he just said no. And I said, Nick, I'm going to have to call the police if you don't leave. And he goes, fine, call the police. So I said, fine. And I did. And I've never had to call the police here before. I've only been in Asheville for less than 6 months. And I didn't know. The dispatcher didn't know. I was like, how quick are they going to come? Or how many hours is it going to be before they show up? And he didn't know. So I went back in my bedroom. And I'll be damned if like 15, maybe 20 minutes later, they knocked on my door. So they actually came pretty quick. And there was a male officer, and I was actually really grateful there was a female officer with him. And they talked to me for a few minutes outside. And then I think Nick heard him, probably because we were by his bedroom window. But he actually came out, which I was glad they didn't have to go bang on his door or whatever. But he came out and just started talking weirdness, and after about maybe 10 or 15 minutes, the woman was talking to me outside, but she was kind of in the door listening to them, and at about 10 or 15 minutes later, she said, I have a feeling I know how this is going to go, so I'm gonna request more backup because we might need it, or whatever, or just request more backup. And she did, and a third cop came not too long later. He got here pretty quick, and they were here. Those 3 cops, for the most part, were here almost 3 hours, from I want to say 11 until about 2 p.m. They were here while he was just slowly packing up all of the stuff he'd brought into my house, into his bedroom in the last week. his car looked so full when he left. It took him a while to get the trunk to close. Like, he kept having to slam his trunk because I was kind of watching from my front door, and like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I just feel like men like that, like, just mental or whatever the issue is, it's like they I feel like they specifically prey upon female, people, like, like an Airbnb host who's a female, and I just don't feel like a guy like that would have stayed at a male's house because, well, for whatever reason, they're just being predatory, or I don't know, but God, it's just so tough. Like, I try so hard not to let people stay unless they have a bunch of reviews or good reviews, but sometimes, it's like you just gotta take who comes. And 3 hours I was locked in my bedroom, basically trying to stay out of the way and trying to let the police keep him calm, and I could tell they were using tactics to just kind of distract him and talk about random stupid stuff and just kind of keep him calm. And every time he did see me, if I had to come to the bathroom or into the kitchen to get something, he just would get more agitated. So I was trying to stay in my room, but oh God, it's just like, I mean, he left at 2 and it's 10, and I'm a mess. Like, I mean, the whole day I just can't, I feel so raw, and I feel very vulnerable, and I'm scared. I mean, I'm in my house now. I couldn't figure out how to change the lock, the code on my keypad. The instructions weren't working, and so technically he still has his code to my door, and I can't change it, and I don't know what to do because it's laid out, and like, I shouldn't have to worry about it like this, And I think I'm just hurt. Like, I wish Airbnb, somebody there would have taken me more seriously. A lot of them were like, oh, I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. But then they would just be like, oh, someone else will call you back, I guarantee it. And then nobody would. Like, over and over and over, day after day. And a whole week of this, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. 7 days is a lot when you're feeling very unsafe, It's just so upsetting because I'm a strong person. I deal with a lot of crap, and I always have, and it makes me feel so weak and so vulnerable. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I still feel like Airbnb couldn't give a shit. I really, like, they just don't care, and I swear when I first started with them, it was so much better. Years ago, it was so much better, and now they're just too big. There's too many people. There's probably too many issues. I don't know. I don't feel like they care at all, and I feel like they really compromised my safety and my own sanity because they didn't want to have to pay, him or me, or I don't know. But the cops put him on a no trespass, so now it's technically, I guess, illegal. It's illegal for him to come onto my property, so I'm just gonna pray that he never ever does again. But he is just, wow, he's something else, you guys. I don't even fucking know. I don't even know how to describe him. I took videos of him, though, talking to the police and stuff through my little bedroom door that was cracked open, because it's hard to describe, but the stuff he would say, and he's just so fucking weird. And he was telling him, oh, you should check her. I don't think she really owns this place. She's not the owner. I don't think she is. I think she's, collaborating with Airbnb against me or something. Or, oh God, he's just so weird. It's so weird. I don't know. Anyways, I'm grateful I have my house back, but I just feel a little freaked out, just vulnerable. That's the best way to describe it. Anyways, I don't even know who I'm talking to. No one specific. I don't know how to process all this right now. It's been pretty awful. I just wish somebody would have helped me. I asked so many times. I just kept getting, oh, well, you're going to be penalized. How is that right? Like, that's so unfair.